Ike wasn't the regular hustler. In the early 1980s, his operation was one of the biggest in Miami-Dade County. See, Ike was one of those guys that had a direct connect with the Colombians. He used his construction business to build 30 houses and two-story apartment buildings that he used as his own personal distribution network. In his time, he laid the foundation for the other street legends that came after him. This is the story of Isaac Hicks, known in the streets as Big Ike.
No, he's not permitted to use any of his properties as collateral for bond.
So far, no bond has been set for Hicks, whose empire is expansive. 32 properties valued at nearly $3 million will eventually be confiscated, including 3 duplexes, 5 vacant lots, 4 apartment buildings, 2 vacant office buildings, 1 building under construction, 8 unoccupied homes, and 9 occupied homes.
In the early 1980s, the Colombians like Pablo Escobar and Griselda Blanco was focused on one thing, and that was satisfying America's appetite for that stuff. See, the big dogs in Colombia created a network of pilots and boat captains that focused on getting packages into Miami by any means necessary. But just like the music business, even if you have good product, you need distribution, and that's where Ike would play his part. This story begins when Ike was already in the game for 15 years, but unlike the other crews that came after him, Ike wasn't about that violence, he was about that money. Most of the time you would catch him head to toe in some Dickies, like the regular working man. Instead of fancy cars, he put money into a construction business. That business was the International Building and Construction Corporation. Ike bought land and then he used his construction company to build houses and two-story apartment buildings all over Miami. He would put his people in position and use the buildings collectively as a network to distribute his product. This was no small operation, as Ike owned and controlled 30 different properties. This situation lasted for a long while and made Ike millions of dollars. In 1979, broad daylight.
Yeah. So listen, man, I just shared with y'all one of the great legends, man. Big Ike, you know what I mean? Shout out to Big Boss too, you know what I mean? But the reason I'm sharing this video with y'all, this message right here, in this episode, I'm gonna dedicate it to my young hustlers, man. And my young hustlers out of Miami, most definitely. But my young hustlers that could benefit from all over, man, that follows the OG, man. I shared this story with y'all, right? Because there's some jewels that I want to point out to you about the history of Big Ike, right? Some of the things that he passed on. Because I actually was up, you know what I mean? I was coming up during this era, man. I actually got to see Big Ike do his thing in motion, man, in Miami and Liberty City, man. You know what I mean? I got to see Big Ike turn the movie theater by North Side right there into the heart of the city nightclub. You know what I mean? I actually got to see, you know what I mean, Ike build the cribs all through Miami. You know what I mean? I witnessed this. This was my era, right? So it was a lot of jewels that was passed on during that era down to my era that, you know what I mean, that wasn't actually passed on to y'all. So this is the OG right now. I'm finna give y'all these 2 jewels out of this story, right? And maybe some more, but the 2 that I want to emphasize was the fact that they said Isaac Big Ike, you know what I mean, wasn't the ordinary drug dealer. He wasn't about the violence. You know what I mean? He was about the paper. He wasn't about the flashy life, because you often seen Big Ike in the dope boy Dickies. Y'all want to know where the Dickie gang came from? There it is, man. This in the 70s, man. You know what I'm saying? So you could if you could trace it back any further than that, come on with it, man. But trace it back to where you seen a dope boy dressing in a worksman Dickie set. You know what I mean? But had all the paper in the world, right? Had all the paper in the world, man. I'm talking about making millions. You heard what it said. His organization was pulling in millions. Ike could have had the Versace and the Gucci on, and you know what I mean, the Burberry and all the designer on. Nah, Ike chose to be low key, cause this one of the first jewels that I'm finna give y'all. He preferred to be low key. You know what I mean? Because he gave us this game. You don't have to be seen to be heard. Listen to me now. You don't have to be flashy. You don't have to be the loudest cat in the club, in the room, to be heard. So that's y'all first jewels right there, right? That's y'all first jewels to my young hustlers, man. You don't gotta always go out there and be designer down from head to toe to let people know that you the man. You don't have to be, you know what I mean, jeweled all out with all the Cubans around your neck, you know what I mean, to let people know you the man. You don't have to be the loudest. Your car don't have to be the most flashiest car to let people know you the man. There's a lot of millionaires and successful people drive by you every day, man, in nice little simple cars, Toyotas and Hondas, and got that bag. Stop trying to be seen to be heard, man. Miami, y'all know better, man. Y'all young cats out of Miami, y'all supposed to know better, man. This was passed down to us, man. But you know what? It wasn't passed down to y'all. Now the OG is giving this to y'all, man. This is why I'm playing this video, because I know I can't tell you how to get your money. I can't tell you what to do, especially a young Miami cat. If I ain't putting no money in your pocket, if I ain't pulling you to the table and showing you a better way, then how can I intervene on telling you how to get your money? But one thing the OG want to do is see you win, man. The OG want to see you win, so I'm going to drop some jewels on you. I'm going to give you some game on your process, man, because, hey, maybe you could do it better than what I did. And then have to spend all your time like in federal prison. You know what I mean? If you listen. You know what I mean? If you listen, that's why I hold my book up, because y'all need to go tap in and get this game out this book too. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you know, tap into my other book and get this game. Because I'm going to give it to you, man. Only thing that the OG ever asked y'all to do, man, is respect our kids, respect our women, man. I'm not telling you how to get your money. I'm not encouraging you to be in the dope game. Because I told you, man, that thing about fold up like a suitcase and old whip, baby, ready to go. Understand what I'm saying? But if you going to do what you going to do, you know what I'm saying? Take these tips from you, man. Take these jewels from the one who done it and was successful at doing it. And another thing, man, we going to see that in the Big Ike organization, man. Ike invested in real estate. He invested in things that could bring more money. You know what I mean? Could flip his money. Ike was in the real estate game, man. Construction companies. He was creating jobs for other black men and for his family. So that's the other jewel that I'm gonna drop down. Y'all getting this money, man. Stop wasting this money making it rain in the strip club. Stop wasting this money, you know what I'm saying, in the Gucci store or on all these cars and all these different things that depreciating on you, man. If you getting this money, man, if you gonna take risks, you gonna take chances, make sure you making, you know what I mean, you getting this money. And I'm gonna tell you, boy, the runs that the people doing in these games ain't lasting longer than that lasted when Big Ike was doing it. So once again, the OG is not encouraging you to get out here in the dope game. That's not what this message is about. This message to give you some game, though. You ain't got to be seen to be heard. And if you're doing anything, man, the best thing to do is invest your money, man, for the long run. This your boy, OG Jigavella. Make sure y'all tap in and get the books. Follow me on all platforms, man. Big Ike, man, represent. So now, young Miami cats, man, y'all know where the dope boy Dickie came from, man. Shout out to Big Ike, man. Shout out to Boss. Shout out to all the Miami legends, man. This your boy, OG Jigavella, with another one.